everybody, Tom Berry here with Investor Loan Source. I want to talk about one of my favorite topics that I think is not talked about enough in business, and that is the power of self-discipline. Now, why in the world would a lending company and a real estate investor want to talk about self-discipline? I honestly can tell you, I believe it is one of the secrets to my success. I have been blessed with the ability to not have to have somebody else to discipline me. What do I mean by discipline? You know, when we work a 9-to-5 job, we have discipline in your employer or your boss or your supervisor laying out a set of rules and then you following those rules. If you don't follow those rules, if you don't show up at 9 o'clock in the morning like you're supposed to, there's a consequence for that, right? And if you don't do whatever else you're supposed to do, obviously there are consequences. Well, a lot of us in real estate in general come from the corporate world and we say we want freedom. So I want to go my own way, and we start our real estate company. The problem is when we start our real estate company and we free ourselves from the chains of those corporate structures, we also eliminate that discipline that we had been under all those years. So the question is, how do we discipline ourselves? How do we set those parameters and those structures up and stick to them in the absence of a supervisor, of a boss, of an employer? And I'll give you some of the tips that I have used. I have been self-employed now, I'd have to do the math, but I think 26 years since I've had a W-2 and actually worked for somebody else. How in the world could I go 2.5 decades without anybody disciplining me and still do the things that I need to do? Well, first of all, disclaimer, I don't always do what I should do. I don't always do what I need to do. But I've gotten good enough at it that I do enough to still excel as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. So some of the things that I do is I'm constantly setting goals. I set a goal, long-term goals, mid-term goals, and short-term goals, and then I write plans. Now, my plans are very simple because I'm a simplistic guy. I'm not detail-oriented, so I don't sit down and write a 3-page business plan. My plan is, I'm going to do this by then, and here's 3 sentences of how I'm going to do it. That to me is a plan, and that's as detailed as I typically get. But then I also will set carrots for myself. And I'm going to write down, this is my goal, this is when I want to hit the goal, these are the 3 sentences of how I think I should get to the goal, and when I get to the goal, this is what I'm going to give myself. And it could be a variety of things that I'm going to give myself. It could be a variety of things that I'm going to do for myself. Could be a trip, could be a vacation, could be something I'm going to buy for myself. And for me, it's more about the stick than the carrot, right? For me, it's more about saying, you can't have that thing until you hit this goal. So give yourself the stick and carrot, whichever one works best for you. They work hand in hand, really. In the early days when Melissa and I were broke and we got into real estate and we're trying to make it and we're trying to, just survive, the carrot was what really drove me. That was the hey, if you get to here, you get this whatever, right? Well, now I'm at a point where I can do pretty much what I want to do when I want to do it. So now I have to take things away from myself. And very few people will do that. Very few people will punish themselves until they get their desired results. If you are strong enough internally to do that with yourself and to yourself, you will get to your goals and you will surpass your goals way beyond your imagination. Hope that's helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next video.